Hi, it's Dr. Parikh. We are on Module 3. This should all be getting more and more familiar. One thing I want to point out for Zoe and the Trolls, this particular article you can read the article, or there's an audio version at the end. So it's your choice, whatever forum is more comfortable at the moment. I really like podcasts because I can walk or fold laundry or drive while I listen to them. This one's a little less convenient because you have to be on the website, but it's an option. So assignments, it's still fairly low key for this week. But you have a new type of discussion post, which is a current events post. So again, there's two places. That's the module to-do list. And we can also look here. My calendar is looking a little funky right now. If I zoom out a little, it's a little easier to see what's due each day. And again, you can click the link and go right from there, but mine takes me in a weird way because I have the instructor view. So let's focus on the discussions because the quiz is the same as usual. So instead of a check-in post this time, we have a current events post. Let me take that away. Sorry. I just click on it and then forget that it goes away at first. All right, so this is one of the ways that I keep the course current and also encourage you to use critical thinking about gender issues in your everyday life. So choose and link to a specific video or article related to gender issues, then discuss the video or article as it relates to course concepts. So your sources can be slightly more formal, so it could be news sources, TED Talks, sort of more recognized online news sources, so more formal ways to get news. It can also be informal, so it can be social media posts, including TikTok videos, blog posts. I'm not focused on it being necessarily like a newspaper article kind of thing. Make sure that it's accessible. Again, we never know what kinds of access issues people in class might have, especially for an online class. So make sure that you can get to it either visually or through audio, or that the text, like if you can highlight text, then a text reader can read it. But like if you're using a meme, so a picture with words on it, you need to make sure you include all of the words from the picture and also a description of any images. So show us whatever the source is, the video, audio, and if it's not already fully accessible, describe it for us. Then one to two sentences summarize what the video or article is. So even if you think we can access it, kind of just in your words, how do you see this source? And then in 2 or 3 more sentences, talk about how this video or article fits with course concepts. And I'm looking for you to cite at least one specific resource. So not just generally, but also specifically tying it to, a concept discussed in this particular reading. This one I consider to be a fairly light assignment overall. You have to find the thing and talk very briefly about what the thing is. If you look down to later, let's see. So in Module 6, there's a bigger presentation where you're doing a more in-depth. For that one, I highly encourage you to find other people to present with. So you might even use this week's discussion to kind of try to seek out who's somebody who has similar interests or an interesting approach to things that I might want to work with for this. You're not required to work in groups, but I highly recommend it. And up to 3 people, you can just kind of all do the same presentation you would do as one. If it's more than 3, I'm going to want it to be a little differently developed, but I know that just working in a group takes a little extra coordination, and so I'm fine with that. So current events, you'll also you'll respond to at least 2 peers, and here I'm looking for you to add something new to there to really make it a conversation. So find a source that no one else has used yet, or a concept like a different concept from a source that anyone has used, and talk about how it fits. So rather than just saying, yeah, that's a really cool idea, which is a great thing to say, you'll say, and also. So you want for this one in particular, I'm looking to get actually building on each other's sources. You'll have another topical post. For this one, just module 3 is what we're looking at. The first one's a little more flexible because we didn't have a topical post for module 1. And then a character analysis article. So you're going to use PsycInfo or another database to find a peer-reviewed article. If you have no idea what these words coming out of my mouth are, you can use, I have lots of resources for writing in Psych where I teach people how to do this. So you can contact me. I can share those. I think I also have those accessible. If you come up here, you can get to my folder with lots of information for writing. But if you're just overwhelmed, come to office hours or email me for resources. So you just need one article, something not from class. You have to find your own. One thing you'll see, there might be a couple students who picked like Cinderella and can find an article on Cinderella. That's not the expectation. If you happen to find something on your character, that's great, that's fine. But you don't have to find something so specific. It's fine to just say, okay, with Cinderella, I'm going to look at, one of the issues is the unequitable division of household labor. And so you can find an article about gender issues around household labor. You can also find, you could think of Cinderella as potentially being very economically vulnerable when she is partnered. And you could look at how that can be a risk factor for women. You can also look at beauty standards or whatever you want to talk about related to your character. So I know sometimes students will say, I can't find an article for my character, and that's just not possible. If you identified issues of gender related to your character, you can find articles about those issues. It's just knowing how to look. The librarians are amazing, and if you go, let me see, do I have the library coming up? Yes. If you go to the library's website, you will find Ask Us. You can chat. You don't even have to talk with your voice to somebody. You might have to at some point, but you can start out, if you're really struggling to find things, you can use the chat to help you get started. For this one, there's a few ones where I say, you know what, if you just want to do a video for me, that's fine. If that's easier for you, you can also write it out. So make sure, again, if you do a video, make sure everything is both visually presented or can be closed captioned. YouTube does automatic closed captioning if you use a different source. I don't care if you upload a TikTok or something, or a reel, or whatever the kids are doing these days, but it needs to have the option for closed captions. YouTube does it automatically. They're not perfect, but they're enough that you can usually figure out what the person is saying. And if you have images on screen, describe them. Make sure you attach your article. PDF file is the best. A CU Library permalink is good, but it's really easy to grab the wrong link. I also want to see the APA style reference and the in-text citation, because I can check those and tell you, and you can fix them before I'm grading you on them. And that's your week. You have these 3 discussions and your quiz. Let me double check. Yes, that is what you have. All right, take care. Bye-bye.